Eastern Stoicism, Why Temperament Shapes Your Destiny. Lessons from East and West. Have you ever wondered why some gifted, ambitious people struggle to find success, while others, who seem more ordinary, live deeply fulfilling and happy lives? The answer is not just luck or intelligence. It lies in something timeless: temperament, how we master our emotions and respond to life's hardships. At Eastern Stoicism, we blend ancient Eastern wisdom with Stoic philosophy to explore how this invisible force shapes everything: your choices, your peace, your fate. As an old Eastern proverb says, temperament is the root of fortune and misfortune. It's the mirror reflecting one's destiny. No one is born perfect, but those who learn to govern their temperament hold the master key to happiness, success, and lasting inner peace. In this series, we'll journey through timeless stories from East and West, powerful lessons, and modern science, showing how controlling your temperament is the true art of living well. Are you ready to take control of your life? Let's begin. 1. Temperament, the foundation of fortune and challenge. The ancient East taught us, mind shapes appearance, temperament shapes fate. Likewise, the Stoics said, it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. In our modern world, we often measure success by intelligence or luck, but the deeper truth is temperament, your emotional self-control that defines how your life unfolds. Those with calm, steady temperaments attract good fortune and build enduring relationships. The impulsive and quick-tempered often burn bridges and lose what matters most. Consider the Stoic practice of apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from destructive passions. It aligns perfectly with Eastern teachings on mastering the self to master one's destiny. 3. Stories of temperament and fate. Lessons from East and West. Abraham Lincoln, the young man whose anger almost destroyed his future. Abraham Lincoln, one of America's greatest presidents, didn't start out as a calm and collected leader. In his younger days, he was fiery, sharp-tongued, and quick to anger. His wit could cut like a knife, but so could his temper. In the 1830s, during a local political race, Lincoln wrote an anonymous letter harshly mocking his opponent, James Shields, under the pen name Rebecca. This letter was published publicly and so enraged Shields that he challenged Lincoln to a duel. While no bullets were fired that day, this near-fatal confrontation left a deep mark on Lincoln's character. This incident was a turning point. Lincoln learned that words and actions fueled by anger could lead to irreversible consequences. From then on, he practiced what he called letting off steam by writing angry letters he never sent, a cathartic way to express frustration without causing harm. One famous example was after the Battle of Gettysburg, when Lincoln penned a scathing letter to General Meade for missing an opportunity to crush the retreating Confederate army. He never sent it. The letter was discovered decades later, tucked away in a desk drawer, a testament to his emotional growth and restraint. Why does this matter? Because Lincoln's self-mastery helped him maintain the fragile unity of a nation at war, winning respect across bitter divides. Had he continued as the hot-headed young man, the course of American history might have been very different. From Lincoln's story, we learn that true strength isn't about never feeling anger. It's about recognizing it, controlling it, and channeling it wisely. This is emotional intelligence before the term was even coined. Ikkyu Sojun, the Zen monk who smiled through false accusations across the Pacific in 15th century Japan, lived Ikkyu Sojun, a Zen monk renowned for his sharp intellect and unconventional ways. Once, a young woman in his village, pregnant and fearing her family's wrath, falsely accused Ikkyu of being the father. The village was outraged. People shouted insults and threw stones at Ikkyu's temple. But Ikkyu did not respond with anger or protest. Instead, he simply smiled and took the child in, raising it as his own. Months passed, and the woman's conscience weighed heavily on her. She confessed the truth to her family and community, who then came to apologize to Ikkyu. His response? The same gentle smile. Ikkyu's story is a profound lesson in inner peace and emotional mastery. He teaches us that sometimes the most powerful response to injustice is calm acceptance and compassion, not retaliation or bitterness. In a world hungry for drama and conflict, Ikkyu's serene approach is revolutionary. It shows the wisdom of surrendering the need to be right in favor of preserving your own tranquility. Mahatma Gandhi, transforming anger into nonviolent strength. Mahatma Gandhi, the father of modern India's independence movement, openly admitted that he was prone to anger in his youth. Living in South Africa and facing racial discrimination, his initial impulses were fiery and reactive. One night, after being forcefully removed from a first-class train carriage reserved for whites, Gandhi sat shivering on the cold platform, wrestling with his rage. He asked himself, why must injustice breed hatred? Can I fight without becoming like my oppressors? From this moment, Gandhi embraced satyagraha, the philosophy of nonviolent resistance. He transformed his anger into a compassionate strength that would change the course of history. Gandhi's journey demonstrates that anger, when untrained, can consume and destroy, but when consciously transformed, it becomes a force for profound social change. Modern psychology calls this reframing negative emotions as motivation, but Eastern traditions simply call it self-cultivation, the ongoing work of mastering one's mind and emotions. Theodore Roosevelt, the fiery leader who learned restraint. Theodore Roosevelt, America's 26th president, was famously passionate and quick to defend his honor, once nearly dueling over family insults. But witnessing a friend's death in such a duel forced him to reconsider the cost of impulsive rage. As president, Roosevelt faced personal attacks and political smears with remarkable composure. When publicly insulted in Congress, he simply smiled and said, "Thank you for your frankness. I will consider it." Then he walked away without retaliation. His opponent's harsh words backfired, as the public admired Roosevelt's self-control. Roosevelt's life teaches us that true courage is not in uncontrolled anger, but in the power to remain calm and measured when provoked. This mature mastery of temperament allowed him to wield influence and respect without losing his integrity. Empress Wu Zetian, patience and strategy in a man's world. Wu Zetian's story is nothing short of legendary. Born into a world dominated by men and ruled by strict traditions, she rose from a position of exile and scorn to become the only female emperor in Chinese history, a feat that remains unparalleled to this day. As a young woman, Wu was selected to serve as a concubine to Emperor Taizong of the Tang Dynasty. When he died, custom dictated that she retire to a Buddhist monastery, essentially a form of exile. In the quiet, lonely confines of the temple, she faced not only isolation, but also the scorn and jealousy of others who doubted her worth and power. But Wu Zetian was not one to be defeated by circumstances. Instead of reacting with bitterness or rebellion, she chose the path of patience and silent strength. She studied deeply, honed her intellect, and quietly built alliances. When Emperor Gaozong, Taizong's son, visited the monastery years later, Wu Zetian seized the opportunity. She used her wisdom and charisma to persuade him to bring her back to the palace. From there, her ascent began, not through open conflict, but through shrewd political maneuvering and relentless self-control. She navigated court intrigues with a calm yet iron will, never allowing her emotions to betray her intentions. Her temperament was her greatest weapon. She remained composed under pressure, listened carefully before acting, and knew when to show softness and when to assert authority. Her rule was marked not by rashness, but by strategic patience. Even after becoming empress and later the sole ruler of China, Wu Zetian did not let power intoxicate her. She wrote in her journals, "A great storm begins with a gentle breeze. The victor must first conquer themselves." Wu Zetian's story is a powerful lesson in emotional mastery as the foundation of true leadership. It teaches us that strength does not always roar. Sometimes it is the quiet, deliberate calmness that commands respect and shapes destiny. In a world quick to value brute force or loud declarations, Wu Zetian's journey reminds us that patience, wisdom, and temperance can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Why these stories matter. Each of these figures faced extraordinary pressures that would make most people lose control. What set them apart wasn't just talent or luck, but a profound mastery of their inner world. Their stories echo the core of Eastern Stoicism. The power lies not in controlling the world, but in controlling yourself. Temperament is not fixed. It is cultivated, practiced, and refined. By learning from their struggles and strategies, we too can navigate life's storms with wisdom and grace. For modern science, the hidden harm of negative emotions. The old saying warns us, anger clouds the mind. Modern science now confirms this, and more. Chronic anger and negative emotions can seriously harm your body and mind. Imagine someone just had a heated argument with their boss or a loved one. Their heart races, blood pressure spikes, muscles tense, and mind goes into fight or flight mode. This reaction is natural, but when it happens too often or lasts too long, it damages your health. Studies show over 70% of diseases today are linked to stress and negative emotions. Endocrinologists warn that excess cortisol, the stress hormone, disrupts sleep, raises blood sugar, and impairs memory. Cardiologists highlight sudden blood pressure spikes from anger that can trigger strokes or heart attacks. Immunologists find that chronic anxiety weakens natural killer cells that fight cancer. Dr. Gabor Mate's book, When the Body Says No, reveals that many cancer patients he treated had long histories of suppressed emotions. People who endured quietly, always putting others first, often at the cost of their own health. In Japan, the phenomenon of karoshi, death from overwork, is a tragic consequence of relentless stress and unexpressed anger. In the US, broken heart syndrome, sudden heart failure triggered by emotional trauma, is recognized as a real medical condition. Closer to home, we see how people who suffer loss, bankruptcy, or divorce often fall ill within months afterward. This science doesn't contradict the ancient wisdom that mind and body are one. Your emotions aren't just feelings, they are chemical signals shaping your health every moment. Your anxiety speeds your heartbeat. Your anger strains your liver. Your fear drains your kidneys. Your sadness disrupts your digestion. This is why ancient masters said, to know a person's peace, watch their gait, face, and voice. No vitamin or medicine beats the healing power of inner calm. Learning to breathe deeply, pause, and hold silence when angry is one of the greatest gifts you can give your body and soul. 5. Philosophy recap. Temperament as the foundation of character and luck. A straight tree grows from deep roots. A person lives upright because of a calm temperament. Why does temperament influence your fate so profoundly? You can be smart, articulate, and hardworking, but one moment of losing control can cost you your career, relationships, or reputation built over years. Temperament is your attitude when faced with adversity, and adversity is inevitable. A person with good temperament knows when to step back to leap forward. One with poor temperament obsesses, retaliates, and destroys everything over small grievances. Good temperament builds 4 pillars: health, relationships, career, and inner resilience. Bad temperament wastes energy, reputation, influence, and ultimately luck. Want to know if someone will succeed long term? Watch how they behave when insulted. Want to know if they are trustworthy? Observe how they treat those below them. Want to predict their future? See if they control anger or let it control them. Temperament isn't innate. It's forged daily through how you respond to criticism, how you speak when upset, and how you choose silence over shouting. In short, temperament is the portrait of your destiny. 6. Conclusion. Temperament. Your life's passport. You don't need to try to be loved. Master your temperament, and people will naturally like you. Every journey begins within. You cannot control the world, but you can control your reaction to it. How you respond shapes how the world treats you. People with good temperament aren't those who never get angry, but those who know when to be angry and when to let go. They know when to be firm and when to be gentle. They can smile when others are confused and stay silent when the world is noisy. Good temperament lets you navigate crises without losing yourself, build relationships people want to keep, not avoid, work persistently without burning out from resentment, live peacefully, avoiding unnecessary drama and conflict. If you want to change your fate, don't seek fortune tellers or blame your circumstances. Start by cultivating your temperament. Because temperament doesn't just shape how others see you, it shapes where your life leads. Keep your temperament, keep your fortune. As the ancients said, to see fortune or misfortune, don't look to the heavens, look inside your heart. Temperament is the root of destiny, the mirror of character, and the passport to a peaceful, meaningful life. Thank you for walking this path of wisdom and self-mastery with Eastern Stoicism. If this message sparked even a moment of stillness, a touch of reflection, or a desire to live more deeply, then our connection is already precious. Subscribe so every new story can be a cool breeze in your busy life. And if you found this valuable, share it with someone you care about. Sometimes one story can change a life. What do you think about these lessons on temperament? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to never miss what's next.